Hey there guys, and welcome back to this best of 3 finals of the Japanese CyAC Cup. We are watching Paradox taking off against the opponent, which is LINKINPARK, and they have swapped factions now. So now we will see how Paradox was going to be doing with the Austere and LINKINPARK does with the Soviets. So without further ado, let's get this game underway. If you did not see game 1, I will not reveal what happened, so there's no spoilers here. Go and check out that match, or go and find out what the result was, or however you feel comfortable before watching this video, and happy days. Actually, you know what I'll do? In 5 seconds, I'm going to reveal who won the first game. That makes it slightly easier. So, if you really don't want to know who won, turn off now, go watch the other game, because Paradox won the first match. There you are. It's 1-0 to Paradox. We're seeing it on Krozzfyre again. I'm not too sure if this was actually selected by the players or if they just had to play on the same map. Unfortunately, didn't check out the rules, which is very amateurish of me. However, we see Paradox now, like I say, on the Austere, and we actually see he's got a very similar command. Actually, he's got the exact same commanders that LINKINPARK played with earlier on. If I swap over to LINKINPARK, we see he's gone for the, yes, he's got conscripts out, he's gone for this bottom half, he's secured his cut off nice and early. And the command he's chosen to bring is hit the dirt, but the slightly different one. This is the premium item, so it's only for if you've paid extra, if you've got the collector's edition. But this allows him to get rapid conscription, which replaces all of his conscripts that are lost with penal battalions. You can see a nice cheeky replay that Bart and PL sent me earlier on with some nice little abuse, should we say, of that ability. But that gives him very strong a very strong conscript force that will allow him to repair his vehicles with conscripts, but also to do that off-map as well, which is handy. He's got shock rifle as well, so it's the same as Paradox had earlier, and finally the guard rifle combined, so that's the other hit the dirt command. So he definitely wants to go hit the dirt, I imagine. He's just going to pile out a lot of conscripts and pick one of those hit the dirt doctrines that he's got available to him. So he's jumped straight in this building, which is, yeah, okay, he just wanted to do it for vision. He wanted to see as much as he could around before he capped at this point, to make sure there's no MG about or anything like that, so that's smart. Because he's decapping the point as well, it's costing time really for Paradox, because he spent obviously that time capping that point, and now it's not capped any longer. And unless he has this point, he's going to be cut off then as well. Meanwhile, down here, another brief engagement now. We've got some, wow, okay, we've got Grenadiers going up against these Combat Engineers. Combat Engineers in green cover are able to take down 2 of the Grenadiers, so he's going to be chuffed with that, but unfortunately Engineers actually cost the same to reinforce as the Grenadiers, so he's not going to be winning any sort of manpower battles, and he'll probably lose this engagement. Well, I don't know, it's a very close engagement. I really want to watch this. There is more action going on, and another one goes down. Forced to retreat off of the Engineers. That's the power of green cover, guys. Use the cover as much as you can. LINKINPARK now and more green cover up here. He's fighting into these Grenadiers, who are in green cover as well, so he's not going to be winning on that engagement. Meanwhile, these conscripts, again, using directional cover of this abandoned tractor to just deny really any damage received from this Pioneer squad pinging away from that building with their little pea shooters, little fast firing pea shooters. Okay, so he's going to be able to have early control of the victory points. Again, guys, notice the actual way he's capping up. He's ignored the first couple outside of his base in favor of going aggressive and in the face then of his opponent. The Austere opponent can't really deal with a massive amount of conscripts early unless he's got a lot of MGs or a lot of Grenadiers. So it's difficult to repel this. I mean, he's got 4 conscripts out already. It's only 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. So he's got 5 effective capping units, while Paradox does have 5 units out himself. But unfortunately, his Pioneers aren't really that great, and the MG is currently just trying to defend this middle building. So he's not going to be able to suffocate any of the conscript advance, and he's got a lot of field to play with, shall we say. But I'm going to swap back over onto LINKINPARK real quick. Okay, so we can see down here now, because he had that good engagement with the Engineers against the Grenadiers, or lucky engagement, should I really say. Well, I don't know, no, it was skillful, he did plan it. He's going to bump into this MG. If he sees it properly, he can micro way around it. This Grenadier squad from Paradox is going to come and take this cut-off point, or harass it at least, as these conscripts are going to sit way too far away in the church, just telling, no, stop it, stop taking my point, bitch, I don't like it. But, I mean, he does have a big map control advantage, as we've seen previously in the game with the Soviets. The Soviets is, you know, it's one of those things where, yes, they have the early advantage in terms of numbers, cheap numbers. That guy's going to go out, but obviously we can see now he's got Molotovs, so we knew he's probably going to go Molotovs the second we've seen all of that. All of his hit the dirt commanders. And these conscripts are charging, they're not happy with their cutoff being taken. This conscript squad has been toying around with this MG and has managed not to get suppressed. Unfortunately, he's in red cover. He does manage to force off the MG. This is a little bit of a mistake, I think, from... or potentially a mistake, should I say. I mean, he is the better player than I. But the guys out next to him could have been firing away at those conscripts when they were in red. I lost that, unfortunately. Did just lose a conscript squad. As you can see here, the guys crawling away, dying. So he's going to lose some of this top advantage that he did enjoy earlier on. I mean, all these conscripts have done very well for themselves. They're standing in the green cover and they're picking away at the low health grenadiers, but the grenadiers do pop off a nice... Wow, that could have killed him if he didn't retreat there. So it's a nice retreat from Linkin Park, but a nicer rifle grenade there from Paradox. These conscripts way too low to do anything. They're going to have to get out of there as soon as they see that engagement, and this cutoff point now should fall comfortably into the hands of Paradox. Brief lull now from Linkin Park. Obviously losing that conscript did hurt, and he's replacing it straight away. Obviously he wants to have his hit the dirt and his PPSHs to be as effective as possible, and for that he needs his conscripts early game to survive for as long as possible as well, to bring forward that veterancy. These grenadiers are now looking in a bit of trouble. Yep, they're going to get out, but they do lose one guy. Lose two guys. Ooh, a sliver of health there for that veterancy one grenadier squad, but he's going to make it home. Tell all his mates about how all his friends died and how he's so hard for doing it. Okay, this MG is now out of position. He does have hit the dirt up now. Okay, so he's revealed hit the dirt, and a nice Molotov goes off on top. It's one of those annoying, unfortunately he was trying to move and trying to escape, but then they set up because it automatically attacks any unit that it sees, and so it has to set up and then de-set up all again, causing him to take a lot of time to get the hell out of there and taking casualties in the process. So the conscript floods is, it's back to the lucky number 4. I mean, you sort of tend to see this played with 4 conscripts. You do see people playing with a lot more conscripts. Some of them only decide to go 3, as Paradox demonstrated in his previous game, but he didn't use hit the dirt, as we are seeing from Linkin Park. There we go, hit the dirt. He's no longer going to be really afraid of anything, but this is going to be a nice rifle grenade coming in. They're all grouped up. Wow, a lot of damage there. 3 of them go down. No longer looking so tough anymore. But he does pick off 2, one after the other, on these pioneers. They're going to leg it out, but the grenadiers should be able to force him off unless his conscript squad can come down and support him. Meanwhile, the conscript squad in this middle munitions point is going to force away another grenadier squad, very low health, but he has got the LMG, which he definitely wants to save, but he's going to lose another guy possibly if these conscripts get lucky. No, they don't. And we see the victory point advantage is now 2-1 in favor of the Soviets. So Linkin Park did have that early loss, and it was well played by Paradox, and he's able to chase off a couple of units now, which is going to be nice. But what we can expect to see around about the 6-7 minute mark is the fuel kicking in. We're going to start seeing some early vehicles, I believe, out of the austere camp. In fact, I'm going to go and chase it up and see what's going down. Just before I do, I'm going to note that Linkin Park has gone for tier 2, and that is building halfway for him. But now switching over to Paradox, we see he's got another engagement against Hit the Dirt. So this is the trouble with Hit the Dirt. They're trying to dislodge it. He needs to use these rifle mages, but they're quite expensive. When he's using the rifle mage, he's unable to save munitions for those things like LMGs or the upgrades to his half-track. So it's very expensive, and it's very difficult to maintain your munitions against Hit the Dirt. You can see now these grenadiers are going to go up with these conscripts. I expect to see Hit the Dirt any second now. As soon as he notices, he's going to jump in the building instead. Okay. I'd prefer to see Hit the Dirt used just there, simply because he would be denying the decap at this point. And if he did it over by the green cover, the stacking ability then as well for the Hit the Dirt would be even super more effective. But you can't hit the dirt inside a building, which makes sense. Okay. Unless it's a very dirty house, I guess, then you could. But we see this little push coming out from the austere, trying to make his impression on the map. He's starting to take this VP now, as well as the top VP. Meanwhile, the bottom one is uncapped, I believe. No, it is capped. Okay, it's a bit of a weird thing going on in my minimap. Some of the points not showing up. I don't know if that happens for you guys too. Grenadiers are not going to be happy about these flames coming out of these crazy Soviets. However, he's able to go and secure this cutoff, which is nice. Now again, if we look at this map control, suddenly the Soviets don't look so mean at all. He's only got these 2 points really bringing him any income. So he's going to be struggling a little bit, and Paradox should try and use this advantage as much as possible. He's got 140 fuel now, so he can go as many routes as he wants. He's got enough manpower as well to get a building down and to repair up everything he wants. The thing he's struggling for at the moment is the munitions. So again, hit the dirt right next to this LMG. The LMG is going to have a whale of a time shooting the guys on the floor. It's kind of fun from the PBSH kicks in now and hit the dirt right behind him as well. So this green cover is no longer going to be doing too much for him. He's going to be taking a lot, and he's going to be. I'm expecting Molotov to come in anytime now, but he does use more munitions trying to dislodge this construct here. Doesn't do enough damage to really change the tide of the battle. You can see this car is getting smashed apart, and he's going to have to retreat out of that one. And the cutoff point is going to go back into the hands of LINKINPARK. And LINKINPARK actually gets this cut off now as well. So very quickly now, it's very quick turnaround. And suddenly it becomes more important than ever to see what Paradox is going to do to try and counter this. Obviously it's entirely tier 1. He doesn't really know what his opponent's going to be doing, whether he's going to be going fast T70 or if he's saving his fuel and is going to get an SU-85 out as soon as he sees a vehicle. So it's difficult to try and get into his head. But we do see tier 2 is built, and he is he's upgrading to Battle Phase 2 at the moment, so he's probably just going to try and go straight for a P4 just to get the nice little bit of anti-infantry you get from it, as well as the vehicle deterrent it gets as well. Switching back over to LINKINPARK then. Did I... No, I didn't. I didn't see if he'd chosen his commander, and I can't see it. Oh, has he... No, I just can't see it, so that might be bugged, which is a little annoying. Back to LINKINPARK, as we've got this engagement now up on top. These guys were not able to hit the dirt before they got suppressed by the machine gun. However, there's a little flank coming from these flame engineers. Flame engineers eat the rifleman and have to get out of there. But these conscripts are here to back them up. I mean, this MG is now slightly out of position. He's going to have to reposition it if he wants to try and get the 5-man conscript squad to dislodge. But this guy goes down and support the guards instead. They're taking long pot shots at this grenadier squad down here, who is engaged with this conscript squad. So it's a very long battle across the battlefield. But that unit does go down, so that's another conscript squad going down, and immediately he replaces it. Look, like I say, I mean, he's invested in a conscript-heavy commander. Therefore, in order to get the most from his commander, he needs to keep conscripts on the field, and vetted ones at that. I mean, losing the 20 munitions doesn't really affect him that much. It is frustrating, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. But more importantly is the veterancy that he's losing. So grenade's going to go off now for the rifle nade comes in over the wall. Nice little rifle nade from this LMG grenadier. Unfortunately doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but now they're all low health. We're going to start seeing some models drop. I'd like to see him focus on the guard squad, who doesn't have the hit the dirt and is more expensive to reinforce. He's dropped this now, so if he wins the engagement, he can hopefully go in and steal it back. He does pick it up himself, though, and drops it immediately again. The conscripts then pick it up and run away. Up top, the conscripts are beating the crap out of these grenadiers. One guy left, eventually 2, if he knows he's going to get out. He wants to try and get the rifle nade off first, but he does not have the time. He has to run out of there. He does go down, so that's a nice little damaging loss there for... damaging loss? No, you know what I'm trying to say. It's a loss there for Paradox and a big gain for LINKINPARK. Map control again, it's been sort of in limbo the entire game, a little bit more so than the previous game, which was a little more back and forth. These guys are going to run straight in there, hit the dirt. They are in negative cover, so hit the dirt is not as effective as if he was using it in normal cover or yellow or red, yellow or green, excuse me. Sees a rifle nade, doesn't want to take it, runs away, and is happy to not take any damage at all for the 30 munitions it costs for that rifle nade. I think this could be a bit of a problem for Paradox, like I say, because he's using so much of his munitions on rifle nades, which aren't doing enough damage to warrant the money he's spending. If he'd saved a couple and gone for the half track, then he might have been able to at least do a lot more damage than what he's doing right now. We hear a vehicle out now, and it's just been revealed. It's the P4 now from Paradox. So you can start picking away at some of these conscripts. The conscripts can lob the 18 nades if he has the upgrade, which he does. He's got everything upgraded in the base, which is good to see. But lots of engagements going across the map now. So these flame engineers are against the LMG guys. This low health Grenadier squad is trying to decap the fuel. He's going to have to get out of there in the face of all that. as are these Pioneers who are losing against this individual conscript squad as well. But the P4 is trying to support him. This LMG is still popping away. This one guy has to get out of there, but nice veterancy 3 now, and the Grenadiers are going to leg it home. And these conscripts are going to cap up again what they lost. And he's denying the fuel nicely. Look, he's capped his fuel at the top as well. This is the best thing with this hit the dirt. The hit the dirt doctrine is suddenly you're so mobile, because these conscripts will go face to face against most infantry and usually win or stall enough for more backup to arrive, or just slink away without doing much damage in terms of manpower lossage. However, this guy does remain uncounted for the moment, and he's got Panzer Grenadiers out now as well to try and do some soft counter there, if you will, to the conscripts. Good, nice nade going off there, does a lot of damage. 3 guys go down. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish off the squad though. He'd be happy if he could, but they're quite far away, unfortunately. So I mean, that was great. It was a great nade and really worth it there. If those guys were in hit the dirt, they would have taken less damage, but they weren't. Okay, these conscripts are hiding in that bush there. They didn't want to see anything. Like they're determined to just put their heads in the sand and ignore that everything is going on around them. These guard rifles are going to start picking away the Pioneers, forcing them to get off. And the P4 encourages the conscripts to go home. Charge in against these. Another nice bundle grenade goes off. A charge in against these Panzer Grenadiers. So they're doing some nice damage. They're showing their worth on the battlefield. However, the Grenadiers over here are now taking the victory points to swing it back to. It's been 2-1 for some time, and we see the drain is pretty big now on the Osterhand. So he needs to keep control of those VPs in order to maintain the dictatorship of the game. I mean, if he's got low VPs, it suddenly becomes a mad VP rush, and that's where his focus will lie, is simply on those VPs. If he can turn the clock back onto the Soviet player, he then has more options. He can go for more territory rather than just the VPs. So, this gun is now out to try and counter this this P4. So he knows the P4 is down there. He's got his pack down there, which is nice. These conscripts are going to chase away these Pioneers who are trying to peskily take the top point. As these guys now hit the dirt, the PPSHs up against the Vet 2 Grenadiers, so they're going to eat some damage, especially as he's running. As he's running this way, look, he's not shooting, and he's got their backs to the opponent, therefore he's taking a lot of health damage just to run over here, and the guy is still in the point, so he turns to throw a rifle nade, a good rifle nade, does go down to half health, and the it damages, takes a couple of the models down as well. Nice little back and forth. Unfortunately, I don't think the Grenadiers can hang in there too much longer because of that defense bonus. But here comes the P4 to support them now. The conscripts are going to have to get out. There you go. That battle turned the tides quickly. What I'd like to see is him try to... Yep, there he goes. He's repositioning this gun now. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse where it is revealed now. He's just revealed it. So the... Ostia commander will know now that there is a pack gun, and there you go. He immediately notices that it's a high threat target, and he throws a nade off on it. So it's down to half HP. Not many model losses, but the next rifle nade will do a lot of damage. Panzer Grenadiers running into the face of these conscripts who weren't hit the dirt and not able to hang with the big boys there, and legging it as the P4 picks off a couple more shots, and the territory is hugely in advantage now. I'm going to take the fog of war off real quick. Hugely in advantage of the Ostia. So a nice little reverse on what we've seen in the previous game, but unfortunately these Panzer Grenadiers are going to have to get out of here now. We're going to see a little bit of a resurgence from the Soviet army, as it is in a bit more of a better shape at the moment than the Germans. These combat engineers, Veterancy 2, they've seen war, man. They've seen in blood, they've seen guts coming out of people. They've killed people with knives and murdered children and wives and that kind of stuff. Maybe not, well, it's up to 9 now, up to 10 now. I mean, they're doing well. P4 still, well, it was unchallenged, but this S85 is building, and in good time as well, because this P4, he's got 12 kills, and that is pain. You know, it's a pain in the backside. It's not wiping squads. It's not making a huge impact on the field, but it is doing enough to pay for itself. Now the Pack-In gets a couple of shots off. Or gets a shot off, should I say. Nice little 18 nade goes there. He's going to be able to disable the engine, take another shot. He might get another shot off before he gets out of the line of sight. Is he going to be able to get that one more shot off in the front llama? He does, with very low health now. For this S85 can just go straight on up there. Doesn't matter if he eats a Faust or whatnot, because he's able to take that that vehicle down very easily. Okay, but the AT gun does go down in exchange, so I mean he's unable to get out of here. Look, he's been buttoned now as well. He's gonna get some rear armor shots. These guards might finish off before the SU-85 even rocks up. Yeah, there you go. Pop, pop, down you go. Sit down, son. Panzergrenadiers are finding themselves in a three-way flank, and he's not going to be enjoying getting fired from three different directions. And he does a runner, rightly so. Let's have a little look at Paradox and see how he's coping. I mean, in terms of resources, he's got a fair amount. He could just be waiting to try and call in the Tiger with his fuel, but this SU-85 is an issue. I mean, it does. I don't want to say counter, but it does a lot of damage against all German vehicles. The frontal armor penetrates. It is an assault gun after all. A little annoyingly awesome assault gun, depending on who you're playing as. The fuel is now still being harassed, so this fuel counter is going to stop going, but the Paradox has decided to get out another P4. He thinks that with the right macro he can take down that SU-85, or at least he can continue doing damage on the infantry that keeps on pumping away. Look at these Vet 3 conscripts now. Imagine he's going to hit the dirt. No, maybe not quite now. This SU-85 is now looking out of position, not happy, but Panzergrenadiers are not going to be doing any damage whatsoever to them. They are naff. That's going to be a very boring fight to watch, so I won't watch that. The swarm coming through now from the conscripts, and backed up by the veteran engineers. Panzergrenadiers are going to be saying, thank you, eat this bundle of grenades. If he had the munitions, he does got plenty of munitions, so I imagine he's going to throw a bundle of grenades there as soon as he recognizes that they're in the building. You know, the Grenadiers, Vet 3, are going to come up here to try and get his fuel back, because he's not able to do enough fuel pressure at the moment. So, I mean, like I said, we know there's one SU-85 on there. We'd imagine that there's more vehicles en route. So this P4 is now coming bobbing. He knows that the SU-85 is here, so it's smart. He's avoiding it and getting enough, as much damage as he can out of the P4 and starting to pick up, you know, in one shot there he did nice area effect damage. Nice evasion there from that Molotov, but unfortunately he gets this rifle nade which does no damage at all. The LMG is going to start opening up a little bit. He won't have hit the dirt for a cooldown a little bit longer. And he wins that quite handily, so that's quite nice. Even though he did miss with the rifle nade, it caused him to move, made him lose his position and the advantage of the hit the dirt, and win the engagement, win his fuel back. B4 is still doing damage. He does take an 18-8 for his trouble, but at least he pushes off these Vet 3 conscripts. And does he have any nearby engineers? Nope. Well, no, this one's quite near actually. He's going to go and repair it. While this one's going to attack the field, which is nice, which is kind of what he wanted. So I don't want to say a dominating map presence because it isn't. He's very loosely defended up here. He's only got this one Grand Squad, who's now immediately facing two squads. So he's going to start losing territory up here. But I mean, he's doing a nice position down here and sort of changing the focus of the battle, if you will. He does have both VPs, so the VP ticker has been on the hands of LINKINPARK for some time. These Grenadiers going to get shot in the back, turn and throw in a rifle nade. Yeah, misses. Unfortunately, it's at high level play. Grenades are quite easy to evade, especially if you're paying attention and know where they're going. These Spanish Grenadiers are going to try and get out of the line of sight of this Maxim, which they don't. Unfortunately, the one guy did stay in there, but he's managed to throw the bundle of grenades, so he's a bit of a trooper there. He's risking life and a limb just to throw that nade. Yes, SU-85 and these Panzer Grenadiers can toy around a little bit. He's probably going to try and do some damage to the engines if he can. What happened down here? What happened down here? That Panzer Grenadier squad got out. I mean, it must have got pinned by the SU-85. And these Panzer Grenadiers decided that SU-85 shells are big enough and heavy enough that even if one just lands on you, rather than being fired at you, it's going to hurt like hell. So these Grenadiers are capping up at this point. As soon as they finish capping up at this point, they're going to try and turn on these conscripts over here. And I imagine he's going to throw a rifle nade again. But like I say, I mean, he's got no munitions now for the strafe one, no munitions for the fragmentation bomb either. Hasn't used his Opel trucks at all either. But I mean, he's been intently focusing on reinforcing his troops, getting his Panzer Grenadiers out, which are expensive. We do see another P4 coming out now as well, which is nice. I mean, this is just before he repaired, and he's going to get 18-aided again, I imagine. But he's firing away, picking away, doing nice damage, and it's free to repair, obviously. So these conscripts could go down. There's only one guy. Yeah, these conscripts go down, so there's a bit of a miscalculation there. Probably focusing on this flank up top, but now he does get suppressed before he can hit the dirt. He might be able to get a Molotov just on the edge of the building. Nope, he gets pinned. So he's not going to be doing too much down there. S-85 is now engaging the P4. The P4 is in serious trouble after only a couple of shots from the S-85 and unable to penetrate the frontal armor. Now out of control, which is sad because he just got his other P4 out. If that guy had lasted just a little bit longer, we'd been able to really double up on the oh, this is unfortunate. This is the tunnel vision I'm talking about. I mean, he seen that the S-85 was there. He wanted to move this guy down to support as soon as possible. He overextended him without the right support. This conscript squad is now in danger of going down from the MG. If the MG can turn his focus fast enough, the Panzer Grenadiers see this. They try to chase up top. They're too far away to actually be able to finish off the squad. And this Vet 3 hit the dirt. Conscript's going to be a little difficult to dislodge. He chooses to steal the AT gun, which is interesting. He needs to get that. Yeah, he gets the conscript out as soon as he can. He's probably just going to start running with the gun. But down here, we see the P4 is picking away at what's going on up here. The S-85 is now up top. Or has he got two S-85s? I'm not too sure. Let's swap it over to LINKINPARK. Yes, he's got two S-85s, both of them engine damage. This one is sat here, but very minimally wounded, whereas this one is in a bit of trouble because he knows his AT gun is fishing around for him. This S-85 is still frontal facing him. He can't get a flank off on him because he's got it. Did he have a damaged engine as well? Switch back real quick. No, he doesn't have a damaged engine on this one. But, I mean, evading the AT gun is going to be difficult now as well. So, whilst there was quite a lot of focus down here, he was trying to save his Panther 4 and take out the S-85 simultaneously. He's lost control of the top half of the map. So you can try and cap it up a little bit now. He does now know that this other S-85, he knew the S-85 was there anyway. The Panzer Grenadiers running straight into the face of a Maxim. Maxim, way too scared. Oh, that's how the Panzer Grenadiers rile themselves up for battle, man. They're just like, you hold this bundle grenade until you die. And like, yeah, okay, man. That's whatever gets you off. So, I mean, again, they're trying to take out the S-85. It's not going to happen. Nice, huge bundle laid off on these conscripts, taking 4 members out. So that's going to be 80 manpower for the cost of 45 munitions. It's kind of worth it, you know. 2 S-85s now picking away at this Panzer Grenadier squad. He is starting to get a little bit of a foothold back up in the top now, as well as we see the S-85s are not being supported by any infantry. But a nice shot goes off there and takes out this Panzer Grenadier. He might go down now to some fire. If he can get another lucky shot off, he'd be happy with that. Nope, unfortunately, he gets 2 goes and he still misses. So you do not win the prize, unfortunately, my friend. The prize of the luckiest shot of the day. So we do see, like I say, this top half now is now going back into the austere. This is a lot. This is obviously a lot longer of a game already, and we're only down to around about the halfway mark for the VPs. Okay, so these 2 Su-85s are trouble right now for Paradox. Oh, the building goes down with the MG inside of it. That's never happy when that happens. That's going to be very sad. This LMG that Grenadier Vet 3 are going to have a bit of an alright time against these guards. These guards are a soft counter to infantry at best, but he does just pick up his veterancy 2 man up top. He's able to get that BP back into his hands. Continuing the drain now for the Soviet player, LINKINPARK. Oh, that's nice. So there was a nice rifle nade there, and he's able to not only kill this Vet 2 guard squad, but pick up this anti-tank rifle. No, he wants to keep it as anti-infantry. Okay. And rightly so, because here comes more conscripts as well. This MG has been flanked, and he wants to get out of there as soon as possible. Nice bundle laid in there. Unfortunately, the guy was already retreating, and he couldn't stop in time. A lovely flank coming against these Grenadiers. Now, these Grenadiers are in a bit of trouble. He's needed to recover his anti-tank rifles, so he's pleased with that. And there he goes, running with his legs between his tails, because unfortunately these Panzer Grenadiers came just too late. And now the Panzer Grenadiers are not going to be able to do, not going to be able to push against this conscript hit the dirt force. Especially as there's more vetted up now. He's going to have to get out of there. This is the kind of the blindness of the I need VPs, must contain VPs. And he lost 3 Panzer Grenadiers for the cost of 2 conscripts. Not worth, bro. Not worth. And he's going to have to get out of here now as well. So like I say, conscripts, see, if they stick in 1s and 2s when they're vetted up and they got hit the dirt, they're forced to be reckoned with whatever they encounter really, apart from obviously heavy vehicles where they won't be doing any damage, but if they can throw off a cheeky 18-8, then that's happy days for them. These Su-85s have been repaired and are taking pot shots at this extremely seasoned Grenadier squad. The Pioneers, the Combat Engineers are going to run to the face of this AT gun and probably decrow it quite quickly, I imagine, as the P4 comes in to help him. some losses now for this Grenadier from the Peaceful Squad. The conscripts have found one of his OPs, and as they picked up that anti-tank rifle, they are going to be doing some nice little damage to it. He's probably just going to try and kill that and then get out. If you can do that, it costs 200 manpower. There you go. Imagine he's either going to hit the dirt or get out of there now. These Grenadiers are very low also. They're trying to cap up down the bottom. As you can see, the top has been cut off now. So this thin strip of trees actually denies the joining up of these 2 points without this cut off here. But if he held the middle VP, then there would be a joint that way. Okay, so this guy is eating the Katyushas. We know there's Katyusha in the field. He's probably going to go down. Yep, you've had your last fight, mate, I think. No! Okay. So I think one of the Katyusha rockets slowed him down enough that he had to sort of hit the floor briefly and was able to fire, and he got his ass out of there. Seasoned vet, man. He'd done that shit before. He knows what's going down. These conscripts are going to come down and do a nice little belly dive, I imagine, to prevent the... Oh, nice grenade come in. So that's what he's doing. He's waiting for the bundle grenade to go up before he hit the dirt so that he can still be mobile enough to evade the damage from it. Wow, this S-35 just got 2... Oh, look at this! 11 kills in the S-35. Okay, I mean, look. Ah, the Panzer Grenadier squad goes down. That's sad. I mean, I think that's going to be drawing close to the end now, unfortunately. He can't get any vehicles out against these 2 S-35s. He's going to be eating Katyushas all day as well, whenever he's trying to cap a point. There's not much more I can see that he can do. I mean, he is floating quite a bit. Oh, yeah, that's the last act of a desperate man there, unfortunately. So, Paradox is going to lose this match, I believe. Yeah, I mean, there's not much left in this match. I mean, he does still have his P4 out, but you can see he's only got 5 kills. Hasn't had much time to do any damage. And these guys are going to eat a Molotov. A nice Molotov going there. The 2 go down straight away. Another one goes down as well. The damage over time. These conscripts are really good with rationing their vodka to use as both Molotovs and a beverage. So he is capping. He does still trying to control these VPs, as you can see, but it's not as though he's brought LINKINPARK to his knees at all. S-35 is enjoying a nice range advantage and just poking away, hoping to get some lucky strikes off of these guys. Now the Panzer Grenadiers have encountered the hit the dirt conscripts, and again, bundle lid goes off. It does do a lot of damage, but not enough. Not enough, unfortunately. He's going for the cutoff again. So the fuel is going to be cut off once more. We do see he did have 2. I didn't mention he did have 2 OP'd up munitions points to try and help with all the grenade spam that you use 4 to do against the hit the dirt, but to no avail, unfortunately. Like I say, that's game over there. Then Paradox throws in the towel in a much more hotly contested match than we'd seen in the first game, to be fair. So Paradox did sort of control the map a little, but he did succumb to the overwhelming numbers of LINKINPARK, which means, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to a game 3. So happy days. We will see if the Soviets can keep up their winning streak, or if the Germans are able to come back and grant LINKINPARK a nice victory. So stay tuned, watch this next video, guys. It's going to be cool. Thanks, take care.